Former Clark County Sheriff Jamie Null has responded to allegations made against him by the state of Indiana in a civil lawsuit. It's our top story on the night team. I'm Connie Leonard. Indiana's Attorney General is trying to get more than $4 million back from Null they claim was illegally spent. WHAS11's Alexandra Goldberg and photojournalist Aspen Hester have been digging through the documents. So, Alexandra, what'd you find?
Connie, as you can expect, the majority of what Null, his family, and some of his associates did in the responses deny. But there were a few interesting admissions. We went through some of those documents to see how the defendants responded to the state. Friday night was the deadline for Jamie Null, his family, and his past associates to respond to the general attorney's two lawsuits. The former Clark County, Indiana sheriff is facing 31 felony charges, but in his civil cases, the state is trying to get back roughly $4 million. 8 total people are named in these suits, and Null is the last one to file his answers Friday evening. In one suit, Null and his family allegedly stole money from the Utica Township Volunteer Firefighters Association and spent it on personal items, $3.6 million worth. He allegedly paid for his daughters Josie and Gracie's college tuitions using the stolen money. In their response, they plead the fifth, specifically to the section of allegations regarding college tuition and rent money. This is the only time where they plead the fifth. In many other instances, they outright deny the allegations. In another suit, the state is trying to get back $900,000 allegedly stolen from the Clark County Sheriff's Office. The Attorney General alleges Null paid his associate Kenneth Hubanks about $250,000 for vague consulting work. In both their responses, Null and Hubanks admit that Hubanks submitted these invoices to the Sheriff's Office. However, they both deny that those invoices were ever actually paid. Hubanks is not being charged criminally. Right now, the pretrial conference is set for September 24th, and the hearing is on the calendar for November 13th. Live in the studio and with photojournalist Aspen Hester, Alexandra Goldberg, WHAS 11 Night Team on your side.
All right, Alexandra, thank you. Well, the man accused of murder in connection to last weekend's deadly Highland shooting appeared in court today. Richie Williams was arrested yesterday, charged with murder and possession of a handgun by a convicted felon. According to his arrest citation, Williams is accused of shooting and killing Monte Wade on Baxter Avenue. LMPD says an off-duty officer heard shots ring out and saw Williams run from the scene with a gun. Police say Williams was treated at Norton Suburban Hospital for a gunshot wound, and that's when the off-duty officer was able to identify him based on the clothes he was wearing. Councilmember Ben Reno Weber, whose district covers much of the Highlands, called the incident a targeted attack.
No one should be fearful anywhere in our community, and we have to keep demanding and pushing and fighting for the resources that we need in order for our neighbors to feel safe.
Williams pleaded not guilty in court this morning. His bond was set at $500,000, and police are still actively investigating the death of Michael Batchelor Jr., who they say was shot around the corner on Morton Avenue at around the same time that shooting on Baxter happened. Anyone with information is encouraged to call the anonymous tip line. That number, 574-LMPD. And LMPD's search for a suspect in a murder from this morning led to a new development this afternoon. Police were looking for the person who shot a woman on Liverpool Lane. Officers say they found her with multiple gunshot wounds around 5 this morning. She was pronounced dead at the scene. And hours later, detectives say the search led them to a mobile home park in the St. Denis neighborhood. And when officers got there, they say the suspect ran. During the chase, the suspect discharged his weapon. LMPD officers say they did not fire their weapons tonight. They are crediting tips from the community and good work with helping them track down the suspect.
They develop intel by working cases as they come, and obviously we got some good intel today to get on this quickly, to get this suspect who did this homicide this morning in custody. And the suspect decided that he did not want to go into custody and took his own life.
Now, Major Miller says this is the only suspect in this morning's homicide. The Madison, Indiana fire chief has resigned after being in trouble with the law, the mayor's office has confirmed. According to court documents, Ken Washer was charged with battery after he repeatedly went to a woman's home and then is accused of slapping her body. The woman claims Washer came to her home several times while the street department was working on a project nearby. Washer allegedly called the woman baby girl and made her feel uncomfortable. Washer told investigators he had spoken with the woman several times but never touched her. Washer was charged with battery for the incident and resigned as fire chief. Mayor Bill Courtney has recommended Bill DeVries serve as interim chief until a permanent chief is appointed. The civil trial against the Louisville Water Company continued today. 4 men are accusing the company of creating a hostile work environment. And one of the men, Josh Bridges, claims he was given a new position, but then the company retracted it. And he went on to reapply twice several years later and claims white individuals with less experience got the job. In the courtroom, attorneys questioned multiple witnesses about qualifications.
Supposed to be the person with the most seniority, but it didn't happen with Josh Bridges.
I would say no differently than any other employees. I try to treat people fairly. I feel like very good relations with most employees at Louisville Water.
Now, the plaintiffs wrapped up their case today. According to the judge, the trial will pick back up next week with Louisville Water Company presenting its side.
I've heard from the community at times it's a concern that, Kroger may be leaving Broadway. I just wanted to start by saying we ain't going nowhere.
Kroger's district managers promising community members that the store in West Louisville is not leaving. The store's been the center of controversy for repeatedly closing early and having high theft. Today, Kroger's Shane Smith promising community members this latest investment will right some wrongs in a part of Louisville widely known as a food desert. More than $1 million is heading to the West Broadway location to renovate the store. It will also raise wages and go toward devices to reduce theft, this location's ongoing issue. During Bishop Dennis Lyons' weekly roundtable today, Smith said the company has lost millions of dollars at the particular location, but would not place blame solely on that theft. Now Smith is hoping the investment will change the story around the store. However, customers we spoke with today are skeptical.
It depends on where the money's going. I would like for it to go into the community that the money comes from, back into the pockets of the people, some kind of way.
Well, renovations are expected to start later this year and be complete sometime in 2025. Today, Kroger confirmed the West Broadway location will stay open throughout the remodeling process. 17,000 AT&T workers went on strike this afternoon across the country, and that's including right here in Kentucky. The Communications Workers of America has filed an unfair labor practice charge against AT&T for not bargaining in good faith, encouraging in surface bargaining, and not sending representatives to the bargaining table with authority to make decisions. The strike includes all of their technicians, customer service representatives, and others in many southern states. We reached out to AT&T for comment, but have not heard back as of this newscast. A Jersey Mike's employee is known as a hero after saving a customer's life. Drew McConnell is a student at U of L who has a CPR certification, and he didn't know his skills would come in handy until a customer was found choking yesterday. The night team's Taylor Woods talked to the hero about the life-saving measure he performed.
Have a great day.
Drew McConnell was working as usual on Thursday at Jersey Mike's when a customer was in need of emergency assistance.
There was a lady that came over to the counter asking for help. I looked up, I saw someone was choking.
Without hesitation, McConnell immediately ran around the counter and sprung into action. Surveillance video shows him performing life-saving measures on the woman.
So I just ran down this way. I knew it was happening. It was right about here where she was choking, and I started performing the Highland maneuver on her.
Within seconds, McConnell went from team leader to lifesaver.
It took a few tries, but she started coughing, and that's when I knew she was okay.
You can see in the video where the customer's friend was trying to perform the Heimlich maneuver on her while she was sitting down. But once the woman got out of her chair, it made the life-saving measure easier for McConnell to perform.
Only when she was able to stand and be upright? Was it able to be performed correctly?
This is the first time McConnell has ever saved someone's life. He's crediting skills he learned at U of L as an exercise science major.
That's why I was able to take a CPR class in order to skip a 3-hour credit class.
The next day, the woman came into the store and thanked McConnell for his act of kindness with this note that reads, "Thank you for saving my life."
Praise God I was there. You know, he works in mysterious ways, and I just so happened to be the person who could do it.
He's now hoping more people will get certified after this emergency. In Louisville, Taylor Woods, WHAS 11 team on your side.